This is one of the coolest things I have ever seen in Pokemon. Gigantamax Inteleon's concept art, and it was actually shown in the Pokemon Sword and Shield expansion pass trailer. Did you go back and pause it at this moment to see what is happening with this Pokemon? If you did, my man. If you didn't, that is what today's video is going to be about. We're going to check out the website, we're going to get all the details on the new Pokemon, new forms, and more. So if you enjoy the video, leave a like, share with your friends, and let's get into the goodness. So we do have concept art for the other Gigantamax starters. It's shown really quickly, but it's kind of cool to see like what is going on here. You know how drum beating snags the opponent, that's how they drop their speed. We can see like the super crazy enhanced drum beating Gigantamax move from the Rillaboom, and also just like a bit more because it's so large that we barely even see it represented through the gameplay and also through the trailer and the Pokemon Direct. So having this little frame kind of shows it off a bit more. You know, beats the drum, that thing starts glowing, pops off with some kind of attack, and then we can really see the theme of what's going on here. Rillaboom, it can't hit all those drums by itself. It needs to summon vines to go and just slam down on everything. So that's pretty cool. Then we have Cinderace. Cinderace doesn't really have too much going on for the concept art. All we see is, you know, bicycle kick. Kicks up this giant thing, does a backflip, boom, get wrecked, and then, yeah, just Cinderace with big ears chilling on a giant soccer ball of fire, which is still an incredible concept. I love it. And then this. This is what I love about concept art and what we've been seeing from Game Freak recently, because with Pokemon Sun and Moon there was an art book and we got to see all of the concept art of all of the new Pokemon, and I believe that also happened with Generation 8, right? Okay, it's kind of happened with Generation 8, because inside of one of the strategy guides, there's concept art for the gym leaders and some of the characters. We don't have it for all of the Pokemon yet, but it was still really cool to see that, especially like showing off the gym leaders and what's going on with them. So I think we had, like, it's just really cool to see the development process and then what goes into making a Pokemon. And after what happened with Pokemon Sun and Moon with the leak of the starter evolutions, we can really just kind of get an idea of how a Pokemon's developed. But going back to the Inteleon, like, it shows us the movement. It shows us what this Pokemon is supposed to do because it's like an animation reference, the reference for the Pokemon as well. So it gets a giant tail, it jumps up, creates a sniper platform, goes prone, even does the like stylish prone with the one kicked out leg, and then we get to see like this. That's what death looks like, guys, when Inteleon has you in its sights. And then this is actually like a really interesting way of having the gun. So it's not like his finger becomes the gun. He creates a water gun, puts his finger in it, shoots the snipe shot through that, and then it becomes more powerful. So I'm guessing some kind of like wind tunnel effect maybe, that it focuses it down so it becomes a more compressed water bullet and then more accurate because it actually has a barrel now. So he turns his finger pistol into some kind of crazy sniper and then just boom, wrecked. Like, this concept is absurd, and my reaction for it when the direct happens, like, Game Freak did it. We're not allowed to have child gambling anymore, but I guess because of Splatoon and Bayonetta, we can put guns in Pokemon. I'll take that trade. And that's kind of the breakdown that we have for the for that. So I guess we can keep the hype going. I want to see what they have to say about Gigantamax and Inteleon. Where are the details here? So, towering long tail. Inteleon has gained an extremely long tail thanks to its Gigantamaxing. While Gigantamaxed, Inteleon will stretch out its long tail and hold it straight to form a pillar, and Inteleon will take up a battle position at the top. I guess that's what they have to call it, battle position. This Pokemon has an incredibly sharp mind and calculates the precise effects that gravity will have on the trajectory of its shots, enabling it to be an extremely effective sniper. Confirmed. Oh no. Enhanced espionage tools. If you went on the Pokemon Sword and Shield website and you read the details about Inteleon, it actually hides a knife in its tail, and it's just like a complete toolkit of a Pokemon. What do we have now? Inteleon has many hidden tools within its body, and these have also been enhanced due to the Gigantamaxing. The membranes on its eyes not only allow it to measure the distance to target, but they now let Inteleon detect temperature, air pressure, and humidity. I love that so much. And like, when you look at it, its eyes actually turn red. It almost looks psychotic with what happens to Inteleon in the Gigantamax. I like the other pose that we have as well, where you're just like chilling like that. Yeah, we can see it. So he gets like super crazy red eyes. And That's everything you need to predict the trajectory of a bullet. They went all out. They actually cared for this Pokemon. That's insane. And then Inteleon is a skilled sniper as well, easily hitting a berry that's rolling around 9 miles away! Isn't the world record sniper shot like just over a mile or something? Which is still incredibly ridiculous. Like, if something touches you in the dome from a mile away, it's just over. You have no idea, let alone 9 miles away, which doesn't even make sense. That's how good Inteleon is. It can see 9 miles away with just a 131-foot vantage point, which is also kind of weird because, like, there's only certain places in the Galar region where Dynamaxing is possible. So, you're in a stadium. How do you shoot, like, 9 miles from a stadium or, like, some random area in the wild area? Either way, Inteleon is super awesome. Let's go and check out Gigantamax Cinderace. So, a gigantic Pyro Ball. The burning ball at Cinderace's feet has grown to massive proportions thanks to Gigantamax energy. Gigantamax Cinderace kicks the ball using its well-honed techniques. Its fighting spirit will possess the ball and cause the ball to pursue opponents as if it had a mind of its own. That's cool. I like that. And yeah, that's definitely needed because Pyro Ball, even though it's like one of the most busted moves ever introduced in Pokemon, that 90 accuracy is pretty balanced. I've missed it back to back before. So that's definitely what it needed. It needed to get like honing capabilities. And then outstanding leg strength. Yeah, I think you have to not skip leg day to be able to kick that giant fireball. Gigantamax Cinderace boasts incredible leg strength. In fact, its legs are said to rank among the strongest of all Pokemon. Even without its gigantic Pyro Ball, it can deliver powerful kicking moves that overwhelm other Dynamax Pokemon. So it's so strong, it just kicks down other giant, unknown weight, several hundred feet tall Pokemon. Pretty crazy. And then Gigantamax Rillaboom. So, a forest of drums. I like that. I like how they call it a forest of drums. It really is a forest of drums. That's a cool description. Rillaboom's tree stump drum has grown rapidly to the point that it now resembles a small forest on its own. Gigantamax Rillaboom has merged with this forest of drums and made it even more powerful. It can control its sticks as if they were its own limbs and will demonstrate transcendental drumming techniques. And then beats that can cross seas. What? Hold up. Gigantamax Rillaboom will focus completely on playing its drums, compelled by the power welling up inside of it. That reminds me of like Thwacky, because it's always like doing some kind of drum beat to keep on beat and stuff. So now it's just like, well, I'm Gigantamax, now I must drum solo until this wears off. God, that sounds like a nightmare. The sound can reach across oceans and can be heard by those living in other regions. Okay, so that means, like, everyone is deaf inside of the stadium. This is very dangerous, guys. We need to stop. It's said that those who hear the beat will begin to dance uncontrollably, overwhelmed by a rhythm that surges up from inside of them. Okay, I think Rillaboom might actually be the most dangerous. Yeah, Inteleon can snipe a berry from 9 miles away, but this thing can mind control an entire continent. And maybe even create a black hole. And for those of you guys that are confused, I was quoting a meme. So we have Kubfu. In the Isle of Armor, Kubfu will make an appearance. This Pokemon isn't normally found in the Galar region, rather the Kubfu you meet comes from a faraway land. Yay! Game Freak just couldn't go a generation without saying that, oh, this Pokemon isn't native, it's somewhere else. So now, the world of Pokemon expands even more. You'll train alongside Kubfu, honing your skills together. I think that is pretty cool. That's kind of like a legendary Pokemon event that actually becomes more and more meaningful, and it's a part of the story. This reminds me of like Generation 4 with the Oak's Letter and these little side quests, except it seems to be a lot more complex than that. So we're actually earning our legendary Pokemon and its evolution. Wushu Pokemon, fighting, 2 feet, inner focus. Got it. And then a serious Pokemon dedicated to its training. This Pokemon is hardworking and strives to train both its body and its mind. It uses each defeat as motivation, training itself to be with even more vigor after a loss in order to grow stronger. Has an organ that produces fighting energy. You mean ki? In its lower abdomen. Chi, chakra, jutsu, and before heading into battle, it will increase this energy through unique breathing techniques and intense focus. Hand signs? It dwells in distant mountains. Wild Kubfu live in mountains mountainous areas far away from the Galar region today, but it was once a species that called Galar its home. So is it from Galar or is it not from Galar? You gotta help me out here, Game Freak. It's noted in historical texts that this species used to head to uncharted lands with people as they set out to trade or explore. Records suggest that the Kubfu living in faraway mountains today may have descended from Kubfu that became naturalized to the distant lands they visited in their journeys. I'm just even more confused, Game Freak. Thanks. Urshifu. Kubfu will evolve into Urshifu after it has undergone sufficient training. It seems that Urshifu has two forms, a single strike style and a rapid strike style, and it appears that each form has different types as well. So we have One Punch Man, Fighting Dark, Unseen Fist. Does it tell us what Unseen Fist does? Because in the Pokemon Direct, they tease like its new ability, so we know the name of the ability. Unless that's like inside here, which I don't think so. Huh, so Unseen Fist, that's going to be really interesting to see what happens. And then we have normal consecutive punch style, and that's going to be Fighting and Water. So Fighting Water, interesting typing. That's the typing that we should have gotten from Grapploct, but maybe that's why we didn't have it. Also, we have like Flowing Water. I like that. I can feel it. Merciless Blow. So Urshifu in this form favor battling without holding anything back. When enraged, they will mercilessly attack an opponent until it is utterly crushed. Jesus. A single strike style, Urshifu's movements are often direct and involve rushing forward in a straight line. It will keep its distance from its opponent at first, only to leap in at close and then in an instant to deliver a powerful blow. Alright, I'm trying to think, like, this thing could just be mean competitively when you think about it. It's just gonna like come in close combat. Depends on what Unseen Fist does. Like, that sounds so wild. I want to know. Furious Rapid Strikes. Urshifu in this form remain calm demeanor, observing their opponent's movements and measuring their strength while dodging attacks. A rapid strike style Urshifu will use flowing movements in battle to smoothly parry an opponent's moves and then overwhelm the opponent with a flurry of rapid strikes. I'm actually hoping that we get a protect move that deals damage back. That isn't just counter. You know, counter is you take a hit, you take the damage, and then you deal it back. So that'd be actually like really neat. Well, like there's some that kind of do that, but I want to see like base power attached to a protect move. That does seem busted, but it shouldn't be like, yeah, that actually seems like incredibly busted. But we have things like King Shield, we have things like Spiky Shield, where it's like, oh, Spiky Shield, you throw a contact move into it, you take an eighth of your health. So I mean, you just can't use it back to back. So it does allow you to set up against this Pokemon, but we're dealing with like a new big part of DLC. So we could just have like a 140 base power move on the single strike style, and then some kind of like protect parry. That'd be pretty cool. And if it's like a tank Pokemon, that means it wouldn't do too much damage. But here's the most important thing. Kubfu will evolve into either single strike style Urshifu or rapid strike style. Which form it evolves into will change depending on the choices made during your adventure. The forms are not tied to the game version you are playing. That is cool. So when you look at it, you know, you have one that's red and you have one that's blue when you look at their Gigantamax forms. So it's like, oh man, I'm only stuck to the one with if I got Sword or Shield version. No, it's actually your playstyle that influences how Kubfu evolves. That is pretty cool. And then, yeah, it's just not really too many crazy details added. So I like that. I think the Gigantamax is like kind of weird for Pokemon, but we take it. And then we have Calyrex. This Pokemon is going to take a while to be seen. Crown Tundra, so that's going to be fall DLC, and not really too much else going. This Pokemon ruled all of Galar in ancient times, though it appears to be delicate and slight. Its every move is filled with grace and dignity. It also has extremely high intelligence, and it is said to see every past, present, and future event. Big brain. Man, I wish it just didn't have this weird thing going on with its head. Like, stupid Game Freak over-designed James Turner, why you let this happen kind of thing. You know, ever since 5th generation, there's just been like unnecessary over-design. I don't like most of the designs in Generation 8. There's some really awesome ones like Inteleon and Gigantamax Inteleon. Also, Corviknight is a baller and a few others. But there's not really that many Pokemon I like in Generation 8. So it's like, yeah, I get that they're trying to go for a crown. Could have shrunk that by like 50%, you know? And then it's got noodle legs, but I guess since it floats around, the noodle legs make sense. It just, it's weird because I like the face. I like its head. I like a lot of the other things going on with its theme. But I'm also confused because they said legendary Pokemon in the Pokemon Direct, but it seems very mythical, and we need our mythical Pokemon for Generation 8. So I guess we're just gonna see where this thing goes. Has Unnerve. Psychic Grass Unnerve. Oh man, that thing's viable. And then we have Galarian Slowpoke. Gluttony, Own Tempo, Pure Psychic, which is actually like really good. If we have Slowking and Slowbro, if they just keep Pure Psychic, I'm like super excited for that, because then there's no extra weaknesses from Electric and Grass, and it can probably still be like a massively ridiculous tank Pokemon or something like that. And it's just Slowpoke mixed with Galar. Slowpoke of the Galar region used to eat the seeds of a certain plant that grew in their habitat, as this was their favorite food. These seeds were in fact Galarico seeds, used to this day as an essential spice for cooking. Slowpoke and Galar build up particles of the spice in its body over several generations, eventually gaining the unique appearance and behavior that's known for today. I'll take it. I like regional variant lore. You know, when you look at the interaction between Yungoos and Rattata, that Rattata took over, you know, Hawaii, and then they had to bring in Mongoose, and then that just drove them into becoming a different form. That was really cool. So with this, wait a second, this isn't like Rattata. This is more like Raichu. Because Alola Raichu just gets fat on pancakes. This thing just gets yellow off seeds. I'll take it. It likes the curry. That's actually kind of cool. And then it zones out, so wallowing on seashores, riverbanks without thinking about anything in particular. It's a Slowpoke that ate curry. Galarian Slowpoke can evolve into Slowbro if you use an item that can be found in the Isle of Armor, and then Slowking in the Crown Tundra. And we see like little peeps of that from the trailer in the Pokemon Direct. So there we go, guys. Checking out the new Pokemon. I actually like this. Like, we got a lot of information. We got to see a lot of things. There's a lot to talk about, and just some really cool stuff in general. So if you guys enjoy the video, hope you have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.